afraid that people might see her car. Why? Shame. But when I went home to help plan my sister's funeral, I found out that she had scheduled. Unfortunately, it was going to be the day after she ultimately completed suicide. And my point is that I think that SB 76 makes a powerful public statement that mental health is just as important as physical health, and that our children deserve to have.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Next up, wishing to speak, Brian Ochoa. Brian, just as a reminder for our Zoom participants, if you could turn off your AZ-LEG browser while you're testifying, it makes it easier because there's a lag on AZ-LEG, and just talk to us directly through Zoom, just so there's no feedback. Is Brian here?
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can barely hear you. If you could state your name for the record and who you're representing, if anybody, or if yourself, and we do have a 3-minute limit. So whenever you start talking,
Okay.
we'll start.
My name is Brianna Ochoa, and I am representing myself. I would first like to say thank you so much for having me and hearing what I have to say. I would first like to begin by saying that I absolutely believe that having mental health education within schools is absolutely crucial for youth, not only their education, but with themselves. It's important for students to know that what they are feeling, whether they are struggling with depression, anxiety, or anything else, that they are not dealing with it alone. I began struggling with my mental health in middle school, and I had never heard of anything like depression or anxiety, so I never understood why I was so scared to speak to people, or why I would feel this emptiness inside of me, and why I couldn't bring myself to smile or to talk to those around me anymore. And it was scary because no one had ever talked about it. Everyone had always about how you're a kid, and whenever you're a kid, you're supposed to be happy and loving life and not having any worries. But that's not what it was like for me. I was having panic attacks nearly every day, and I just felt like there was no point. And it wasn't until I got into high school whenever it started truly clearing up for me, because of the education that was brought there with a club called Your Life Matters. The entire point of it was to teach us as students how to identify what we're feeling and how to reach out about it. And it taught me that the way that I was feeling wasn't weird or wrong, that it was completely normal, and that I wasn't always going to be stuck in this hole that I felt. And I see the change that is to me, and from not believing is going to be stuck in this hole that I felt. And I see the change that is to me, and from not believing in myself at all to knowing that I can do whatever I set my mind to, and that I have these supports around me. Even though I'm in college now, I still find myself reaching out to one of the leaders, Cindy Cabillas, letting her know, hey, I'm struggling right now. And I don't feel any fear opening up to her. And having this education at our school, at my high school, is what saved my life. And talking to the other students in this club, they will say that it's the same thing. My friend says that it also saved her life. And to think about the impact that it would have if there was education like that in other schools is absolutely groundbreaking.
Thank you for your testimony, and thank you for your courage in testifying today. Members, are there any questions for Brianna? Okay, thank you for your time. Is Ryan Starzyk available? No? Okay. We don't have any further folks signed in. And I'm looking to see if there are any amendments on this bill. I don't know that there are. Okay, Mr. Vice Chair, please move.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move Senate Bill 1376 with a due pass recommendation.
There are no amendments. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Barto? Senator Gonzalez?
Aye.
Senator Gray?
Aye.
Senator Mars?
Aye.
Senator, go ahead.
Senator Pace?
Oh, hold on. Senator Marsh votes aye on Senate Bill 1376.
Senator Pace?
Aye.
Senator Prislakay?
I, Senator Peschlakai, vote aye on Senate Bill 1376.
Senator Peschlakai votes aye on Senate Bill 1376.
Aye.
Recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members.
Thank you, Senator Bowie. Next up, we have Senate Bill 1179.
Mr. Chair and members, Senate Bill 1179 includes students in grade 9 and the school year immediately following graduation in the CTED student count, or ADM. Funding is limited to no more than 4 years for the same student, and students in grade 9 must remain in the approved CTE program at least until the 40th day of grade 10 to generate funding. Students must enroll in a CTED program included on the in-demand regional education list compiled by the Office of Economic Opportunity for that student's region in the year that they began the program. If a student attends a CTED at a centralized or least centralized campus, SB 1179 outlines ADM amounts per student and allows students to generate ADM for instruction during any day of the week and at any time between July 1st and June 30th. CTED students also enrolled in an internship course as part of their program are all counted in ADM. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions? Okay, the senator is here. Senator Mesnar, we are on your 1179. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for hearing the bill and everyone for your consideration. I know this isn't really a new concept, but I'm a big supporter of CTE, and mainly because in addition to the base that we would hope students graduate with, as far as their knowledge and the content, we want them to, I like the idea of them graduating that they might go make a living on, whether it's putting them through college or if it's just what they're going to do with their lives. And CTE programs are a great way to go make a living on, whether it's putting them through college or if it's just what they're going to do with their lives. And CTE programs are a great way to accomplish that, CTE programs, I should say. And from my perspective, it would suggest we should first year, not just the second, third, and fourth years. We used to do that. We scaled it back because there were some questions back in the day, especially when back there were new, relatively new courses that would be a part of a well-rounded education as CTE, so they could get funding and whatnot. And so we've had it now to see how it works. And I think we should be encouraging students to enroll in the 9th grade. And when there isn't anything for it, it's going to be, little bit difficult for schools to want to incentivize that type of education. Yes, they get funding in grades 10 through 12, but from my perspective, there's still the cost in grade 9. So I think it's time for us to advance a bill that would restore the funding you get. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Members, any questions for the sponsor?